Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is Rob. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you would please type in the number 1 to let me know that you can. 1 for yes, 2 for no. And if you type in no, I'll crawl through the speaker and slap you upside the head. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on, where's Robert typing in it too? Come on, Robert. I'm expecting it. Come on. All right, welcome, everyone. We've had a very busy day here at the Roy household. People showing up, ringing doorbells, exterminated checks, all that good stuff. Dogs are barking like crazy today. Lots of barking, Brenda, exactly. And that's the little one. That's the little one. Well, I do hope you're all having a good day. Happy spring, Helen. Happy spring. Excellent, excellent afternoon, Brenda. Hey, Kevin. Jim, morning, afternoon. Very, very good. All right. Hey, how's trading going so far today? Talk to me. Drop your trades in there. I don't care if they're funded or non-funded. As far as I'm concerned, you're hitting enter. That's the key, is hitting enter. Let's see. Daniel said, hey, Rob, having a great day. Made $100 on the SPY. There we go. Okay, so Jim said he attended the first coach's corner. Brandon really knows his stuff. Was a little fast. Was told that we would record the class, or we find the recording on Wealth Builders HQ. So it will go. Don't know if it made it here or not, because this happened on Friday. On the homepage, WBHQ team TV rather. This whole section here is moving down, and the link will be right here is where it's going to go. So we are going to put it up there. That's part of what Sean does on Mondays. Is that Friday was our inner circle, so we were all tied up in that the entire day on Friday. I need to watch it multiple times again to figure out what he is teaching. A lot of new stuff. It's over my head. I will learn it. Not there yet. All right. There, and Sean's in here with us right now and said it's on his list for today. So we got it, Jim. We got you covered. Let's see. We still got it. Sean, you still got to get Nick to make that change. Send an email to Jen, Sean, and ask her to put that on our list for Nick today. You're welcome, Jim. You're welcome, 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 welcome. All right, so let's jump in. Here we've got, I think we jumped a little too fast. Trading You coming up on March 17th. I think that one just passed. We got to get the new one on there. Inner Circle, 19th and 20th. My goodness gracious, what an absolutely phenomenal training we had this Friday and Saturday, folks. I'm talking about seeing people that are in there that a year ago I would not have. Some of them, not everybody. Some people in there are crushing it, right? But there are some in there that if I would have looked at a year ago, I would have said, yeah, they're not there yet. They're not ready to make it to that next level. And so many of them have and transitioned already. We had some teaching going on from one of the students on the system that he trades each and every day. Super exciting, folks. Really awesome stuff this week. Patterns in a Flash coming up on the 24th. Monster Market Movers coming up on the 25th. Of course, Mastermind Group is this Tuesday. Jeff, I saw the email that you sent to Amelia. Thank you for that catch. I appreciate it. We will get on that today. It's critical that we get on it because that is something brand new that we're going to be introducing inside of the Mastermind Group. I will be introducing it this Tuesday night, tomorrow. So we'll get it changed, but I appreciate it. Just a wrong link of a video that got put in there. Power Hour on Monday. Here we are, of course, right? Every Monday that we have no holiday, I am here. Coach's Corner, we teach again every Friday. There's no holiday. Ironically, we don't get a lot of them, but not this week. The following week, we have a holiday in there. But this week, Tony is going to be in there teaching about some patterns. It's actually option selection that he's going to be doing in there. So, guys, make sure you check it out. I heard great feedback from people in Brandon's from last week. And then Tony's doing a Patterns to Success on March 29th. He's got another one coming up next month also, based on what he does inside of Patterns, all right? Power Option Plays, Covered Call Explorer, and E-mini Think Tank are all on the regularly scheduled program for this week. Here's our followers page. Make sure you are. Make sure you are. following on the various platforms, folks. We do different things on different platforms. You want to be involved with what we do. You want to be there. You want to see what's going on, right? The newest addition for us is the Stock Market Millionaire. I am a big fan of podcasts, which is what that is. We've got 2 of them done. Our 3rd one gets uploaded today. So there's already 2 out there. I got a message from our podcasting company congratulating me on the number of downloads we had in our very first week on our first podcast. So that was exciting. Thank you for those of you that did that. That I appreciate it. So go check it out, folks. Listen, it helps us. It's good for you. It's great content. It's not that none of it is pitch. And actually, you will find it. You will find it on our members page, right? Right now, it says home, about, blog. Oh, there it is, podcast. You also will find it on all your favorite podcast platforms, right? Stock Market Millionaire. There we go. That is my home office system, including the microphone you guys see once in a while in the screen when I'm teaching with the camera. You come down here, you'll see the 2 different ones we've got, right? And the greatest part about it is, if you go to picking your strategy, we already have transcribed the entire podcast. So all of the content is there as well, right? So hopefully that helps a little bit. Yeah, I'm glad you like that part, Jim. So if you go, another change, if you go to the members area, folks, trying to make it easier for you to spot things. Still not, so this has changed even more, right? We've got a new graphic going here, but we put a graphic on the right side of the screen to show you about the trainings that we have. But where it says free workshops, that will go away actually. And what I mean by that is that will actually be inside of our legend. Let me rephrase it. This way, that's what it's going to look like. That green color will be all of the free trainings that we do. So when you're looking at something, you'll know very quickly, Power Hour is that color green. Coach's Corner is that color green. Tony has Patterns to Success is that color green. Those are all the free trainings. Everything else that we do by color will be listed here. So you'll know everything Brandon's doing is in orange, right? Everything that is related to Trading You is in red, and so forth. And we're working with some of the blues. We're a little too close in color, but that's where we are right now, okay? So take that down. And there we go. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, so not a lot of trades gone off today from what I'm seeing. I'm not getting a whole lot of feedback from you guys on the individual trades. So help me to understand where you're at. Are you guys actually, have you placed some trades and you just didn't? Bear with me a second. I just got to change something up here. Have you guys placed some trades and you just didn't post it in there, or what's happening? All right, let me go back and share again. All right, so TradeStation crashed right before the market opened. Oh, so there went that. All right, Brendan's profitable on the Qs. Gillies just traded the Qs. Keith is on Ford. F. What are you doing on Ford, Keith? Gillies, what are you doing on the Qs? Jim said, did SPY trades today? Made $295. It ain't horrible, Jim. If you could pull $300 a day, and that's $1,500 a week. A lot of people, $6,000 could quit their job. Robert S said, I placed 2 trades, 100 CRSP and 100 SNDL. So keeps doing credit spreads on Ford. Okay. Cool, Jim. Long positions with stops in place, Robert said. Nice. All right, excellent, Gillies, excellent. And most of the SPY trades with 3 contracts held the runners. I love it. Absolutely love it. SPY, one of my faves, baby. I got to tell you, I love it as a candidate, right? And those of you that are inside the inner circle, those of you that are inside mastermind group, you saw exactly where to get in, right? We had this close right here, and then we made this move up as the moving average crossed. That was one opportunity. Here was another opportunity right here on this. This even brought you a third opportunity right in here if you missed out on it previously. plenty of chances on SPY today. Great candidate. I mean, market's doing okay. Nothing great, right? We've got the Dow is up 47. The NASDAQ is up 190. which is a good move for them after the thrashing they've taken lately. And then we've got the S&P is up 28.5 right now. So all in all, life is good, right? We're moderate. These crazy days of give me a 70-point move on the S&P or a 50-point move. I'd rather see that steady 10, 15, 20 points every day, every day, every day. To me, it is a better fit for the market to not drive the craziness that we've seen with some of the whipsaws. When you come and look at S&P 500, right? And you have all of this craziness in here. A couple of days down, huge day up, huge day down, another down, big up, 3 big days down, huge day up the next day, little retracement, pop, 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 right? All of that has kind of moved away. And those that were in pop, those that are in pop, power option plays, you heard me go over yesterday on the S&P 500 of what we're looking for with that 8 and 21. And I wasn't too concerned with us being below the 8, still above the 21, but that we came down and tested on Friday for the top of the moving average all the way down to that 38.89.94 level, right there on that fib line, okay? Confluence of the 21 at the 100-point level. And then we've got our all-time high on S&P 500. So we're back up in bullish bias. If we were to close here, we've got to watch that 39.50 half level right above head, but we've got room up to 39.84. So there's some nice opportunity in there for potential, right? Slow and steady. Exactly, Robert. That's it. I mean, listen, I like the big gains if I'm on the right side of it, right? But I would much rather just have a consistent moving market. That's what we'll get back to more swing trades. Bill said, put on directional trades, debit spreads on Overstock, Roku, and Disney. Put bear call credit spreads on Facebook. Nice, good. Bill is a big spread trader. Jim said, Brandon said he's looking around 4,100 before the market turns over on Friday the 4th. I'm sorry, Friday 41.81 is a fib number by coincidence. I don't think so. Exactly, Jim. It's not. Yeah. So, and Brandon's very familiar with fibs. I mean, as a CMT, he's a guru when it comes to some of this stuff. I mean, it's a great addition to have him on our team. And I know that you guys are there as well. Actually, one of the students in our inner circle, as we in our training on Friday, all of a sudden disappears from the class and comes back a few minutes later and said he had actually jumped out, went into the coach's corner because of a trade that he was in and something that Brandon had said. He wanted to confirm what he heard. He went in and asked the question of Brandon, came right back into the class for the inner circle. So Brandon's got an amazing amount of knowledge of what he does and what he knows and such. So I am, real happy that he did the first one for us. Yeah, Jim said, yes, he does, all in caps. So Robert S. said, I had to work this morning, but I plan to fire off a few new spreads between 2 and 3:30. There you go. Excellent. Robert K. said, they also say people from southern mid-Wisconsin are familiar with fibs. So, boy, I probably need to read some of these before I read them out loud sometimes. All right, so in an ideal world, we close above the 8 today at a minimum. If we can close above the 39.50 half level, that would be even better. But just closing above the 8 puts us to a bullish bias. Tough call on trying to take a bull trade with the resistance above our head. You can see we hit it here and here, right? We came back as a support here and here and here, right? So it is a popular line. It's definitely had some resistance, some support at that level. So it's an important line out there. So today, I want to talk a little bit briefly about earnings. And I realize that we're still about a month out before earnings starts. So somebody tell me, how do I know when earnings season starts? I know. We've got Adobe happening right now, but Adobe is actually late to the game compared to some of the others, right? There you go, Will. Tripp's got it. Will's got it. Right? Robert K's got it. Exactly. Okay. So, and a couple of others as well. Yep. And Tripp says, all right, well, I get it, Tripp. I hear you. So the unofficial start of earnings season is Alcoa. right? Years ago, when AA reports, it's the beginning of earnings season. Yep, there you go, Lisa. You got it. You're right. Alcoa. So right now on Trade Nav, we're showing here on April 20th. You'll notice there is a date there for the earnings. I went on and looked at Earnings Whisper. It showed 421, but there was no check mark next to it, meaning it is not a confirmed date yet, right? But this is important to know because this yellow bar on my charts, for those of you that look at this every week and go, what the heck is Rob doing there? That's 3 weeks out from today, basically, right? So what does that mean? If today is Monday, 3 Mondays from now, that's where I put that yellow bar. So if I see that little E pops up to the left side of that yellow bar, I want to stay away from, avoid a swing trade if at all possible. Prefer to go to a day trade if I can, or something where I'm selling or some protection method in there. I'm going to be done before that. I want to make sure I don't get caught too close to earnings and am not able to get out. Bigger bid-ask spreads, higher volatility, things like that concerning. And then not paying too much money for the options is the other part, other part of it, right? So that's what that yellow bar represents. The orange bar is just from where we did our last power option plays, so we can determine how the position has moved since our last update. And this was done for Sunday's video. Normally I tried to do on Saturday, but Saturday was Inner Circle, and then a date with two of the most important people in the world, my daughters, to go hang out for a couple of hours. So I didn't get to it till Sunday. Earnings at all times, but those on the top 10 of the SPY would be good time to watch carefully. Absolutely, Barry. Yeah, there's always earnings coming out. We just don't have big numbers of them coming out right now. But you get into the midst of earnings season after the Alcoas of the world announce, and you'll find that there are days you've got 2,000+ stocks announcing earnings in one day. That is how big that is. I mean, Trade Navigator, you can see at the very bottom of my screen here, it shows, I'm on Alcoa AA, it shows that 655 stocks in an alphabetical order of 16,287. There's a lot of companies out there, and every publicly traded company must, not should, not might, not could, must report earnings every quarter. So there's serious numbers coming out, right? So why is that important though? When you start looking at some of what's going on in the marketplace, so if we go to Amazon, and I don't know if Roman is in here today. Let's see, he may still be in his trades. Oh no, Roman's here. Okay. So we talked a lot about Amazon over the weekend in the Inner Circle, right? But you're looking at Amazon, they've been beat down pretty bad, right? From where their all-time highs were right about here, 3450-ish. We got all the way down to 2900-ish, right? So we've had a tremendous drop. You know, you look at the move on Amazon, right? Look at the move on Shopify. Or not. All right, there we go. We're going to move on Shopify. They had made this move up to $1,500, came all the way back down to $1,000. They literally had a 50% pullback from their all-time high. That's how far of a drop they took in there, right? But there are still companies out there that are running high, right? You look at Marriott as an example, right? If we go back and look historically, right? We're talking pre-pandemic right here, right? December of 2019, right in here, right? You look at the 2020 right here, February right here. I mean, we're in the same ballpark price-wise here versus here. And what's going on with Marriott right now, right? We already have surpassed those levels with Marriott right now, right? Are they going to be able to sustain? Well, they had earnings come out, but Marriott really hasn't changed their business model. They're not a Disney. How about that? They're not a Disney, right? Disney, if we go back and look historically, is not only at an all-time high, but absolutely beating the tail off of anything that they've been able to accomplish in the past. And why is this so important? Well, it's pretty straightforward. Disney changed their business model The only way any business that has had to gone through this pandemic has been able to survive, or thrive, I should say, not survive, thrive, is to pivot, to shift directions on the fly and do something different than you've done before in your business. And we've got students. So let me see, is she in here? No, so Ray is not in here right now. So Ray owns a restaurant in New York, in Brooklyn. Okay, not far from where I keep my boat. And they've had to pivot and shift and make adjustments with how they do business. More and more restaurants have gone to online orders, to the Grubhub deliveries, the Uber Eats deliveries, their own deliveries even. There's a little Mexican restaurant that my wife and I order from all the time. They went local. They went to their own delivery above $20 or something. Anything lower than that, whatever the Grubhub minimums are, and Uber Eats and all that stuff. But they decided to start delivering their own food as well and pivot from where they were, which means they're going to keep more of the money, because when you got to give it to a Grubhub, you're paying them too. They get part of the food sale on top of the fees and the taxes and the service charges and the gas fee and the COVID-19 fee, and the $2 burrito is now $13 when it's all said and done. And that's about what it is, folks, right? You go with a Chipotle, you got a burrito that they charge a higher price if you're getting it delivered. And by the time all the fees and taxes on the fees and the service charge and delivery is in there, that $8 and change burrito, if you picked it up, is about $15 or $16, right? When it's all said and done. People are paying it. People don't want to travel. They don't want to go out, and that's all good. I'm not complaining about it. I would much rather pay the extra fees and not have to go and get it, and I could put in another half an hour in the market, would be much better served for me to do than chasing around after, do I go buy food, right? Go pick up food. Disney changed their model. They went to their Disney Plus model. It's not from parks. Some of the theme parks are open, but not full capacity. My daughter was recently in Universal, and you can't walk and drink or eat while you're walking. You must physically stop, stand still to take your mask off to take a drink of water. And she got yelled at one time for not doing so, for not following along with it, right? So you get companies like Disney. Are they going to be able to sustain this type of a move? I don't know. I mean, they had their earnings now a couple of weeks ago. February 11th was their last earnings, right? And they've had great gains. Now, are they showing some weakness in here? Well, you had this high. They pulled back to the moving average. They made an attempt and failed, which gave us a lower high and now puts them into a neutral bias, right? Which means that we're looking more at day trades right now. We're looking more at day trades right now than we are at a swing trade for a company like Disney, right? But all of a sudden I hear this woo sound. It's the music I've got on in the background, whatever song they're playing there. I'm like, what? We got ghosts or what? Denver Zoo is like that now. And inflation is rising. Cost of gasoline is rising. Yeah, it's about $1 higher here than it was. Absolutely. Absolutely. Who let the dogs out? Oh, yeah. That's why I had to turn around and look. I thought maybe we got another delivery. And that's the other part. Companies like Amazon were already positioned for deliveries, right? So for them, it was an easy transition. They were in the right place at the right time. Companies like Zoom were already positioned for the transition. They were there. They are an online service, right? They had, now, don't get me wrong, there were massive growing pains in there as well. Now, I did find it a little bit odd that of the 2,500 people that work for Zoom, most of them work local, not online, not from home, which I thought was interesting. But you're a service company that promotes people using online product, but you work from an office. So here, eat my food. I just won't eat any of it myself. Zoom just had to scale. What's the ticker symbol for Carvana? Is it CRV or? No, it's not CRV. Does anybody know the ticker symbol for Carvana? Without me having to go type it in. CVNA. There we go, CVNA. we go back a little bit, back a little bit, back a little bit. They had just come off of, I watched the CEO talking about this one morning. They had just come off of some record earnings. They'd had some fantastic moves. Their sales were great. They were positioned for that next move, and they got hit just as everybody else did, right? And then Carvana has exploded. I mean, look, if we go back historically, that's it. I mean, we were in all-time high territory, right? Chop, I'll give you that. There definitely is some chop in there, but overall, they have had some phenomenal gains. And I don't know the industry well enough to comment on it, but I can tell you that from the CEO's discussions, he said that their growth has been so astronomical that they are now bigger than some of the big guys out there. The big car dealer, the car guys out there, and in their own space for these car dealers, no one has had the growth that they did. Right now, you get companies like GM and Ford, GM particularly, that had made a shift into pivot, right, into building ventilators. Good or bad, I don't know. It was something to do, right? But that may have been more of out of necessity for the country, but it kept some of their people working. It kept things going there because no one was buying a car. Absolutely not at all. Do as I say, not do as I do with Zoom. Exactly, Robert. That's what it was. It's exactly what it was. So Carvana has had a phenomenal move. Tougher company with the chop that's in there. Definitely a channel pattern going on in there, if you recognize that, if you caught it. All right, I've got trend lines drawn there, but move that back a little bit. And that one should go up a little. There we go. Right? But it's got that slight hint of upward momentum on the upside. The bottoms keep coming down to that 239.60 level. Right? But overall, nice setup, nice structure. Guys, we had some really good opportunities today in the markets with multiple companies. Right? If you look at Apple today, there's no S required, Rob. And again, I did it mixing up two different trading programs. Apple, woo, baby, $4 move on $120, $3 move on $120 stock, phenomenal, right? They're a big part of what's going on there. If you look at an Amazon, right? What a move, right? What a move. Anybody trade Amazon today? 30.70 all the way up to 31.15, call it. That's 45 points on an Amazon. Nice. Very nice. Jim said Carvana options are not good. Not a lot of open interest. Implied volatilities are the 60s. Reads okay. Yeah, so pop we talked about trading it bearish, right? If it got below something, right? I don't have my tracking sheet. Let me grab it. 1 second. So on the other side of the room here. All right. So we had Amazon down bearish below 30.69, right? Which we got to pop right up. Okay, so we took off today. All right. So if we go back and look, let me just try to fix that. Okay. So let's look at the change for today and see what we've got. All right. So Tesla is up $42 today. All right. So we go and take a look here on Tesla. We go look at Tesla. Right? Doesn't look like it, but that's a 41-point move on Tesla. But where is it? It ran its head right into this resistance we've had before. So was that a planned out trade? Yes, I saw that coming. And if you're going to tell me, yes, you saw that coming on Friday, I'm going to call BS on it. All right. I knew that was going to happen today. Of course you did, right? There was no clear signal of let's take that move to the upside. I don't think Tesla's done. I do want to see Tesla come further down again so I can add to the position yet again. But I don't believe Tesla is done at this point going up. I think there's plenty of room for it to run. We may have to wait to see a little bit for earnings season, but I don't think you can go wrong with a Tesla at all. Not long term. I'm not talking about trying to get in and out this week. Long term, right? Short term, we had it down as, well, actually, we have a trade on Tesla right now. We have an open trade in pop on Tesla right now. All right. Jim said the spreads on Carvana were okay. All right. So, yeah, I mean, let me see. Easier to just pull it up. I don't trade it. We're talking about what we've got to contend with upcoming earnings now. So we want to wait for Alcoa to see what's going on there. Once we get the earnings from Alcoa, we will have a much better understanding of what's happening in the market. We'll be at earnings season at that point, right? Let's see, CVNA. Nope, I don't need an exclamation there. So if I were day trading Carvana, not a lot of open interest at all. There is a bunch on the puts though. Spreads are a little high. But, compared to what? Compared to Shopify? $21.80 by $25.10. Actually, let's get a fair one. $34.80 by 40. So 35 by 41. $6 bid ask spread. Even if we went to one with 100 open interest, we got a $4 bid ask spread there. 410 in there. Yeah, you can negotiate to the midpoint, but I don't want to really negotiate that far. So Roman said Tesla has been upgraded to $3,000 by 2025. Nice. Very nice. Appreciate that, Roman. Yeah, for me, Mondays are always a lot of covered calls. My diagonals are getting opened up in the morning. I'm always looking for my SPY trades in the morning. That's a normal Monday for me. I'll deal with some other position trades this afternoon. But overall, absolutely. Good. Cool. Tesla, did Biden upgrade it? Yeah, I don't know. You never know, Jim. You never know. Cool. Hey, what symbols you guys want to look at today? Talk to me. What you want to do? Whoa, Trader Will and Trip. First one's in there. First two people to type in, and they both typed in MU. And of course, make sure you go back and check earnings on every company we're looking at. I don't know if this is a confirmed date or not, but on Micron, it shows 331. Right? So right now, we're looking at, all right, this may be so we had a nice, strong, bullish trend going on here. We had this fail, as we did so many other stocks, market, all of that pullback. And from there, it was the one up, one down, one up, one down, one up, right? It's just a fight. This is where so many traders, myself included, got smacked in the trade. You enter this, it goes the other way, right? So now what? Right? We get this great move up and this pullback. I'm not upset to see the pullback. We got to close above the 8 on Friday. And today we gapped up, stretched back to the 8 as a confirmation. We bounced, and we're right about the 91.49 level right now. 91.5 to 96, 4.5. So we don't need a fib inside of there. So that is good. So it looks like if we can get the close above that 91.5, guys, we're looking at that 96 and 98 are the two upside targets for it. We've been to 96 before, 2 times. Actually, our high was 95.75, and here was 95.49. So 25-cent difference between the two. So overall, nice overall move. All right. Hope that helps. Brandon wanted the QQQ. So on the Qs, we were in a bearish bias on Friday. Not a true bear, but we were bearish. 8 was down below the 55, pink below the brown. So that made us bearish. But today we gapped right up, and we gapped right about to the moving average of where it closed on Friday. And that's where people get so confused when they start talking moving averages. They're looking at the intraday, right? So we've got an 8 moving average right here, right? And if, yep, I'm able to, there we go. Pull it forward, you could see that we opened from here, we gapped up right to where the moving average was. So definitely starting off to say, well, hold on a second. Was that bullish or was that a head fake? Is that a market maker driving it, or is that a true market movement taking place? We pushed up, a lot of potential restrictiveness in there, restriction with the 3 moving averages just hovering right inside of that area between here, the 315.5 level and the 317.5. We got above that 317.42. So watch. Let's go to QQQ. $317.42. Right now, I'm saying I'm doing this, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to say it to you this way. All right. I have not looked at the Qs today. All right. So let's see if it gave us an opportunity for how I would want to take the trade or not. Okay. So ski. All right. I'm not going to ask it because it's just going to mess me up with all the symbols in there. Okay. So don't give me an answer. Don't type it in your own heads. I'll give you about 10 seconds. Do you see the place to take this trade? And if you do, I want to know what candle it was on. Right? Don't just say yes. Where did you see it? Right? Again, don't type it in. I'm going to lose all the symbols that are here. All right? Look, we got to close above that fib line right there. We got to retest, and we got to bounce. And who typed it in? So Trader Will said we're also sitting right at a pivot. 8 moving averages right on a pivot. All right, so the 8 moving average, which was that 315.35 level ish, right? We're close enough. Right here, this green line right there is 315.74. We came right up to it, we retested, and we bounced. So we had a confluence that gave us a signal that said, take this trade. All right? Phenomenal. But when we're talking about, well, okay, did I take a trade or not? Just so you understand, because it did something, it made a move, that doesn't mean a move up says, yes, we take the trade. Just because we broke above the 317.42 and all of these moving averages in there, that doesn't mean we take the trade. Right? The trade comes in with a retest and a bounce. For me, would the breakout have worked well for you today? Without a doubt. Sure, would have worked great. Not the way I take it, personally. All right, so Brenda, long example there, but I hope that helps. Trader Will's asking for Roku. So we're sitting right up at the moving average right now, just above, but we bumped our head onto that 360.49 level. So I don't want to do anything bullish. We're actually in a true bear, barring where we're sitting right now. We actually are in a true bear bias before today opened. How about that? With that gap up, we've closed up above the 8, or we are above the 8. So that could put us into a bearish neutral. But the moving average is in a bearish bias. If I can get the rollover, we're looking at that 322 level. Oh yeah, I don't need Fibbits. 322 would be my next target. Hope that helped well. Lisa's asking for DISCA. Woo! Holy flipping mackerel. So this is what this pattern that took it down from $20 a share up to $76 a share. This overall pattern, when we step it back here, guys, this is that Roman candle style pattern. It's just going straight up. Right now, it's got a decent slope to it. I'd like it to be a little bit less, but we're not getting a lot of rest. And what I mean by that is this. If we look at the moving averages, the pink is the 8. There's a very faint blue line. It's a dashed dot line. Once in a while, we break there. That's the 5 moving average. Too fast for me in a normal realm of looking at the market to look at a 5-minute moving average. It's a little too fast. But there are times, as you can see, how well it hovered above that. But that's also telling us the pattern, the trend is strong. It's pushing higher. We're not getting a lot of deviation from it, right? But that usually is where lends itself into a little bit steeper pattern than I would prefer, right? So DISCA, let me see if I even have a place to redraw a fib from. Let's see. I think we should be drawing from here. Do I have at least $1 in here between the 618 and the 50? Yes. Have we violated the 618, negative 618 on the close? No, we have not. So 78 to 84 is $6.50. I don't need a fib in there. So Lisa, what we're looking at here is fine. We don't need any fibbits in there. We don't need any additional lines in there. I would love to see the pullback to the 74 and a bounce from there to take the bullish trade, though. Right now, we're $2 away from it. A little bit far yet. Yeah, Trader Will said they were flat for years. What started their run? I don't know, Will. Limited options on Discover. I don't know. I mean, I know who the symbol is. I haven't traded this thing in probably, I don't know, years. I can't remember the last time I've traded this. Even on paper, I haven't really traded it. So I'm not even sure. It doesn't show anything sector and subsector what they do. Right? So I'm not sure who they are per se. If anybody knows what their industry is, let me know. Discovery Channel, I guess more people staying home maybe. Consumer discretionary, okay. No weekly options, that's why you might not have traded this. Yeah, so I said for years before we had weeklies. Streaming services, bingo. Lisa, you hit it. That's it. If they pivoted their business to more streaming services as a subscription model like a Disney did, then I could see the move. And even with the thought of the pandemic ending, Disney is, as an example, I watched their CEO talk about their expectation for growth into how many people are going to be adding the streaming service was tremendous in the next 3 years. Tripp said they just added Discovery Plus, which is a streaming channel. There you go. I mean, I get to watch the koala bears anytime I want. All right. All right, so Lisa, I hope that helped. Baidu. Let's check it out. Let's wait for the candle to pop in there. So who's asking on Baidu? Mike, I'd be careful on Baidu right now with it pinned between the moving averages. It wouldn't be a trade I'd be looking to take it all until we can break the 250, 284 possibly, or get above the 21, which is the green line. Inside of there, there being the moving averages, excuse me, I do not have a clear and concise entry anywhere. So a little bit concerning from that perspective. There you go, PK. On who? Well, pressure cooker. Was that on Discovery? Oh, good catch. Who caught that? On Fibs. Good catch, Amos. Amos talking about we need a new fib on Baidu with this pullback in there. And guys, from the training we did in Inner Circle over the weekend, what are we looking at? I've got this moving here. It's a good V. Where does that big candle fall? In the middle, right? So we could draw off of this, and we've already just about violated. We come down to that level here. If it doesn't become too big, 26, call it 30 to 27. No, we don't need Fibbits in there. We're still in the same place, but now I've got that 257 there. If we can violate the 257, which as you can see has been a stronghold, there's the potential bearish entry. Mike said that makes sense. Good catch, Amos. I love it. Student becomes the teacher. I absolutely love it. Possible H pattern, Brendan, but it's got to make it up to the 50 at least first for the H. An H up to 382 is an invalidated pattern. It doesn't work. So Bill asked for Disney. Okay. Fib is good on Disney. We got a quick close above and a pullback in there. Actually, we probably have a decent move we can draw off of right here. Yes, we do. Oh, yeah. 173, 177, we're good there. So, Bill, 193.85 is the number. Close above, retest, and bounce. We need a 200 level in there. My 100-point level lines are always going to be a dash dot. They're always going to be this red color. They are that way so they stand out. So now we've got 194. So Bill, there's the kicker, right? I really need it above that 200 level. So you got to be careful because that puts you a bit away on your supports. And they are getting up there a little bit on their earnings as well. I looked at them for a diagonal this weekend. And then, for Oscar Mayer. No, it's not. Realty Income Corp. Yeah. Bill, I don't like it. I just, maybe if we can reconfigure the channel on it. Otherwise, it is just, my eyes hurt looking at it. Yeah, it's tough. Possibly, but I mean, there's the channel lines, Bill. I'm just not a fan of the pattern, personally. Although the channel lines are holding extremely well. Every one of them are extremely well. So if we move it over to no moving averages on there, yeah, I mean, look how well it handled it. Wow. Boom, 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 bum, 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 bum. All right, let's see. Yeah. Next. Oh, you meant overstock. Okay. OSTK. All right. Well, O is a bonus. Let's go to template 2 where we got some moving averages. 75.57, Bill. Just trying to see the moving averages. So the 8's on the bottom. I would be cautious on a bullish trade until we can get the 8 at least to the middle, if not on top. Middle versus top is easy enough to do. All right. So But that's 75.57 above there, Bill. But the moving averages are in the wrong order, which might be why we've had a high, a lower high, and potentially, we're not closed yet today, potentially a lower high for the last 3 days. Bottoms are holding, which indicates descending triangle, but not enough days for a triangle just yet. But I'd be looking more as if I can get the 8 to cross above. Then I'd be more inclined for the bullish entry on overstock with 84.31 being our target. Let's see. Yeah, everything is good there. Fib is good. Sorry, guys. Just trying to keep up with all the questions and or answers. PK asked for Goldman Sachs. Yeah, good fib on Goldman. Earnings coming up not too far in the future. Still good past the yellow bar. Confirm them with another service, but we broke down on Goldman Sachs. Also a great run. Broke down below the 8, above the 21. PK, I want to see Goldman get above the 343, and then 357 is your target. Facebook, Robert's asking for. Facebook. All right, I mean, they're just in this straight up pattern right now. Good strong move after all of that, those top patterns coming down and finally breaking out of that to the upside. But I'm not doing anything on this one here, Robert, until we get a pullback towards the 8. Could I potentially day trade it? Yep, you could, but that would be it. I wouldn't swing trade it personally. It's just moving averages in the right order. I'm just too far away. It's just, to me, it becomes a guessing game. Am I right with direction now this late in the game? You guys, if you're asking questions, I see questions popping at the bottom. I'm just not catching them all because I've got to keep sliding back and forth. And there's like 250 comments in the chat right now. Robert K is asking for KR, which is Kroger. Robert, I love where it's sitting right now, 35.24, 36.72. Let me get a pad here and write KR down. Somebody tell me when they're, well, it looks like they just had earnings, so we should be okay. 3-4. Yeah, we should be fine on earnings. I like them potentially as a covered call, naked put type trade, especially if I could do something of naked put below 34.5. That would definitely excite me if I can get any premium for it. And then KSS. Good catch on KR, Robert. KSS, I think we looked at this one last week. It's rocking. Historically, we're not anywhere near the all-time highs, but we do have some previous play in this area here, right back here at it's about $62. Let me see. Do we need a fib in here? $60 to $71 is 11. Oh yeah, we need to split this in half. So Robert, if you can get the bounce off here, I'm not excited about the top set happening in there. We are getting that pullback and then that lower high in there. It's only one, and it's not, very far apart, so it may not be as big of a deal. But 65.41 is resistance. Let's see. Where are we at? Okay, got a few more moments left. Excuse me. Keith was asking for DraftKings. Yuck. So guys, those that were in inner circle over the weekend, this is where that tougher call comes in with all of that stair step. Where is enough that you say, okay, this is where we draw the fib from. We don't have any great singular point. Remember, we want the largest directional move closest to the right side of the chart. Right. So I just don't like there are so many of them all at once. Oh, what did I do? That's wrong. Tool. All right, we've got enough movement in between them, so that's fine. 74 to 79 for 5.5. Yeah, we're good. All right, so Keith, I need to pull back to the 8, closing at the 8, bounce off the 8. That's 69.43 level, and you're looking at that 74. You can take a more aggressive trade with a close above the 74 and a bounce up to 79.5 is what we're looking at. So I hope that was helpful. GameStop, Amy's asking for. So I locked in really good premiums on Friday. Closed my position out. I had there was earnings coming up on it. I locked in a good amount of the premium went away on Friday, so I just decided to take that premium and walk away. But as we're looking, GameStop, earnings, we still want to go and check it, but this shows the 23rd, which is tomorrow. So I will be looking in an ideal world. Nope, not 40. I need all of them. There's nothing left already for this week. The $40 puts are 14 by 15, right? I had them last week. I think we got 35 or 38 cents. We bought them back for, I think, less than half of that at the end of the day. Actually, not even quite the end of the day. But you can look at next week. Now, granted, there's still 2 full weeks right now, but you look at next week, yeah, it's 29 by 30. So there's not a whole lot in there. GameStop is a pure gamble trade, no matter how you look at it. I forgot who typed it in. Amy. It's a pure gamble trade, right? As is, let's put that back. As is the AMCs of the world and those types of plays, right? The Telrays and such. All the ones that these Wall Street bets guys and gals are shorting, touting the short. So caution is what I would tell you on this. It hasn't been down below that $40, but if you're in long and you're trying to figure out, do I hold? It's just a speculative play. How much does the news drive it is what it comes down to. Is the earnings going to help it? I don't know if it's going to matter much at all. I think they're going to turn around and say, yep, we didn't have the greatest earnings, or we did have decent earnings, but so what? Look at where the price of the stock is anyway. I think they're going to play that card of, yeah, but look how good we're doing regardless of earnings. Let's see. You're welcome, Amy. Oh, good catch, Jim, on Disney. I didn't adjust it. I snapped the line, but I didn't adjust it. Very good catch. Thank you. Oh, not what I want to do. Normally, I just snap a line in place and I change the number. I'm not trying to tag it in there, right? So, Bill, I think you were asking about this one. Now I'm much better with this 193.85. That 200 is resistance, right? And you can see it's clear we made it up to the 203. Which, what do we have to do there? We're going to turn that into a blue zone. If you don't know what a blue zone is, go read the book called The China Study. You'll figure it out. But it's a health zone. It's an area of strength. Health is happening right there. Right? Excellent. All right, ladies and gentlemen, couldn't get to all of them. Sorry about that. It was just no way, Jose, for me to make it happen. Impossible today. Make sure you guys go and get yourself registered for Coach's Corner. Definitely get yourself registered for Patterns to Success. Tony is going to blow your socks off. I got a sneak peek at his presentation. He's going to blow your socks off with some of the things that he's looking at these days with what's going on in the market and all that good stuff. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, you're just one trade away. Take care, everybody. I'll leave the room open for a couple of minutes, and we will see all of you at the next event. All right, take care then.